Okay guys, this video is going to be the last video for the class. Tomorrow will be your exam. I'm hoping to get it started around maybe 6:15 or so. Just trying to sit back and make sure I'm there and give you guys, you'll have the entire class period to do it, so you have more than enough time to finish the final. Don't forget to bring a Scantron. So let's jump into this video. So as you can see on this video, okay, so in this video, we are going to finish this chart. And as you can see, they want us to go from a fraction to decimal, decimal to percent, or they give us a decimal and they want the other two. So let's look at this one here. Give me 1 second to adjust my pen. See what happened here. That should be better. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, so we have 5/8 and we want to change it to a decimal. So of course we're going to do T-bow. So I'm just doing my scratch work. So top in, bottom out, 0.0. Put a decimal there. 0 times it goes in there. So 8 goes into 30. Goes in there 3 times for 24. Okay, so we'll subtract that 24 away. And then here we'll get a 6, another 0. And then this goes in there 5 times. No, 7 times for 56. Remainder 4, another 0. And so as you can see, this is a terminating decimal. Okay, so the answer to this one, you should have gotten 0.375. Okay, I'm going to erase the scratch work. Pause the video wherever you need to. Okay, sorry, it's a little messy. All right, so now let's go to, I'm going to go a little bit smaller. Okay, so percent would be 37.5%. Okay, 4% of this one is pretty quick. They give us 0.65, so that's 65% in the second row. And to make a fraction, you should have got, I'm going to do my scratch work, 65, well, first name, last name. 65 is the number we see. 100 is the place value. So we will go and reduce this. So if I divide them both by 5, I'll get 20 down here. And 5 goes in there 13 times. I want to say 13. So again, I believe 13 over 20, okay, is the answer for that one. Okay. All right, now let's go to the next row. We have 13.5%. We're going to swing it 2 places forward, and we're going to get 0.135. For the fraction, we're going to put 135, not over 100, but over 1,000, because that 5 is in the thousandths place. Divide by 5 to both the top and the bottom. So if I divide by 5 to this one, I get 200. If I divide by 5 into the numerator, I'm doing this in my head, you guys, sorry. It goes in there 2 times for 10. So it'll be 27. Okay, over 200. And then of course I know the bottom is even, but the top one is divisible by 3 and 9, but I cannot divide into 3 and 9 on the bottom, so let's just leave this as 27 over 200. Okay, for that one. And the last one is we have 4 9ths, so we're going to do T-bow, 4 on the inside, 9 on the outside, decimal 0. It goes in there 0 times. 9 goes into 40, 4 times for 36. Remainder 4. And there's another 4 for 36. So this is 44 repeating. The bar over it. So if we do a decimal, it's 44.4%, and you can put a bar over that tens place. Okay, so again, this completes the chart. Take your time. Again, fraction to decimal, you have to use TIBO. Okay, after you get your division done, you have your decimal, and then here, swing 2 places back. Okay, all right, so that takes care of the chart for number 20. Okay, I wanted to go over this problem just in case it was confusing for anybody. So let's look at the question. It says the pie chart gives the fraction of a company's total sales for each of their employees. So you notice you have all these different pieces of the pie. The question is, what percentage of yearly sales was attributed to Fred? So how much did Fred take care of or add to the company? Okay, give me a second. All right, so what we're going to do here is, okay, we're good. Okay, so we're going to look at Fred's fraction. So we have TIBO, top in, bottom out, 0.0, put a decimal there. Now what you'll notice here is even though we have that 0.0, we know that, again, 25 cannot go into 2. 25 cannot go into 20. I'm going to extend that line, okay? So far, I'm here at 20. I'm going to add another 2. I'm sorry, another 0. Okay, so now I'm at 200. And so the question becomes 25 times what gives us 200. The answer is 8, because I know that 25 times 4 is 100. So let's try 8. And with that, we'll get 200. No remainder. Okay, so he attributed basically 8%. So we'll write Fred attributed 8% of the yearly sales. Okay, I just wanted to show that one real quick before we move on. Okay, so now let's move ahead, and this is again, the last few skills is going to be the application problems on percent, and then we have order of operations. So I believe I talked about a few of these, like the better buy, but I will go ahead and just do it. Give me a second to get set up here. And I want to do it on a larger scale so that everyone can see the work that I'm doing. Let's see if this loads up. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to have to kind of toggle back and forth, so bear with me one second. Okay, so, right. So the first one says translate to a percent equation. Remember, this is what I talked about in class, that is over of is equal to percent over 100. So it says, what is 11% of 49? Okay, so we have is over of is equal to percent over 100. And again, the problem said, what is 11% of 49? So of is my 49. Of is my 49. We're looking for is, and we had 11%. Okay, so again, cross multiply. So we're going to cross multiply this way, get 100x equals, we're going to cross multiply this numerator with the denominator, and 11 times 49, 9, 0, 4, and 4. So we should have got 539. And then if we divide by 100 to both sides, okay, so I'm going to say x equals 53.9. Okay, so 53.9 divided by 49 will give me 11%. Okay, so I hope that one makes sense to everybody. Okay, all right, let's look at the next one. Give me one second. Oh, I should have swung my decimal 2 places. Now that I think about it, let me find my... Again, this is not the right answer. I knew something was wrong because that would have been a bigger number. So let's fix this. This is 5.39 is the right answer. I should have swung 2 decimal places, and that's what I told myself in my brain but didn't write it down. All right, so that's the answer for number 1. All right, so now we took care of this one. We talked about number 2 in class about using simple interest. We also number 3 with the better buy. Remember, we talked about that one as well. And let's look at number 4. I think I gave the setup for this one, but I'm not sure. So let's do number 4. No, I didn't. I gave the setup for number 5. All right, so number 4, we have a bag of fertilizer covers 2,000 square feet of lawn. How many bags of fertilizer should be purchased to cover a rectangular lawn 110 feet by 140? So again, I know that one bag does 2,000, and then I still need to find the area of the length and width of this rectangular lawn and figure out how much area, and then do maybe a proportion or something. So let's see. So let's clear this out real quick. So I heard that it's a rectangle. It's 110 by 140. We'll put feet. The area of a rectangle is length times width. So this is, of course, my L. I said it's the horizontal side. W is always the vertical side. So let's do 110 feet times 140 feet. We are going to get an answer with feet square. Okay, so let's do, what's 110 times 140? We got 3 zeros. Then a 4, 2 zeros. And then a 0, and then a 1 and a 1. All right, so let's look at our math here. So 0, 0, 4, 5, 1. So we got 15,400 square feet. It also says, I'll stress that enough, it says a bag of fertilizer covers 2,000. That's one bag covers 2,000 square feet. So let's divide this by 2,000, okay? And so you would do TIBO. But you could, this is another trick to make your number not so big, is you can cancel out pairs of zeros. So really what we need to do is just do 154 being divided by 20. Okay, I hope that made sense to people. Or you could have kept those zeros in and again did top and bottom out. But it's just easier to, again, get rid of those sets of zeros to bring the number value down. Okay, so 20 goes into 154. I'm going to say 7 times for 140. Okay, leaves me with 14. And then I'm going to put a decimal and a 0. Bring down my help. And it's going to be 7. Okay, so the answer to this is it will take 7.7 bags of fertilizer. Okay, hopefully that makes sense for everybody. Just to kind of recap, again, we drew a rectangle, we used our formula for length times width, and we, watched our arithmetic. We slashed out basically we divided both numbers by 100. Okay, so it would be real easy to deal with, and then we did our division. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Let's move on. Okay, so now we've done number 5. We've talked about the setup for that one. I already told you about number 6. It's just 4 over 100, which is 4%. People preferred relish. 30% was the answer for number 7. Everybody should be okay with 8 and 9 with the is over of. But again, just to be safe, I'm going to tell you that 71 is the is for number 8. So put that in the numerator. Then put the 0.71 as the percent, And again, the of is what you're looking for, so I'm going to read it. 71 is 0.71% of what number? So your x is of. Let me just put that down real quick. So it's is over of equal percent over 100. The percent was 0.71. And we were looking for of, and I believe, again, the is was 71. Okay, so cross multiply. Here you should get 7100. Cross multiply this way, put our equal sign, 0.71x. So divide both sides by 0.71. I'm just going to give you the answer real quick. Is if we take that 7100 and divide it by 0.71, the number is going to get bigger. Okay, so the answer is 10,000. Okay, so again, do your division to both sides and top and bottom out. Don't forget to, again, because it's a 0.71 on the outside, you're going to have to swing twice here. So you got to swing twice here and then rewrite the problem. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, same thing with number 11. It says what percent? So your percent is x of 46, and then is 458. So your is the 458. Your 46 is the of, and then x is the percent. And so set that up carefully. And again, don't be afraid to like do it on scratch paper and then do it with the calculator just to check yourself to see if you got it right by hand. So I want to do number 10. An inspector found 12 defected, that means they're bad, cameras during an inspection. If this is 0.012% of the total number of cameras inspected, how many cameras were inspected? So again, they found 12 cameras. Okay, I believe that would be like our is, you think? Because it says an inspector found 12, that's what it is, 12 defective cameras. We have our percent. This is percent of the total. They said how many were inspected. So I guess that would be like the of if we got that percent. So let's do the is over of for this one. So I'm going to say 12 is my is. I don't know the of. And the percent was 0.012 over 100. Okay. So we're going to cross multiply. Whoops, add 2 zeros. Sorry, I messed that up. Let's change that up. Just add 2 zeros. And then this is 0.012x. Okay, now remember, because we are dividing by a smaller number, our answer is going to get bigger. Okay, so I'm going to put the 1200 on the inside, the 0.012 on the outside. We're swing 3 times here. 1, 2, 3. So when I rewrite this, it's 12 dividing into with 1, 2, 3 zeros. What a big number. Yikes. So this one, we would just say 1. And here's the beauty of this one. For every 0, just put it up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Again, the reason why I just copied it up above the division bar or house is because, you know, as you can see, I did 12 minus 12 would be a remainder of 0. I'm bringing down all these zeros. So I would just keep getting, you know, times 0, times 0, times 0 till this, you know, finishes at the end. So the answer is they inspected 100,000 cameras. Okay, all right. Now let's go on. I think I talked about number 12, so let's keep going. I talked about percent increase. I gave the formula. Let's go to 14. Even though I know people know how to do money, but let's just look at it. Let me clear this out. So I'm going to read the problem, number 14. The sales tax rate in Houston is given 8.255%. How much tax will be charged on a purchase of 3 chairs if they're $61 a piece? Round your answer to the nearest cent. So let's talk about this. So we have these 3 chairs. Okay. Each $61. And so we got to first multiply this value by 3, okay, which would give us $183. So we take that $183 and we're going to need to multiply it by the tax rate, which was 8.2, I think it was 55%. Let's change that to a decimal, 0.08255. So I'm going to just take that and multiply that by 183 to figure out how much taxes I need to pay on those chairs. So just take your time. 15, 16, 7, 6, 7, and then 4. Carry a 2, 2, 0. 0, 0 for 40, 44. Right here, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Carry a 2, 64, 65, 66. 6, carry a 6, drop a 6 down, and then a 0. Okay, I'm going to move up. Now I'm going to put 2 zeros. Get a little messy here. And luckily it's a 1, so we're going to put 5, 5, 2, 8, 0, 0. Add this all up. 5, 6, 9 plus 7, I think is 16. 9 plus 1 is 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 14, 15. 0. And we're going to swing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is we're going to pay $15 and about 11 cents worth of tax, okay, plus the $183 on the chairs. And that's the total we would end up paying, of course, if you sum that together. But the question was asking us how much tax will be charged. So they didn't care about the total cost. So the answer is $15.11. Okay? All right. Now let's look at number 15. Find the missing value. So we have the marked price, 10% is the discount. They want to know what the discount is and how much sales price. So we're just going to take 10% of the marked price, which is $1.57. Will you multiply those two? So the discount is $1.57. Again, that's because I just did 157 times 0.1. I'm just telling you that that's $1.57. Okay, and then sales price would be to, I guess, subtract the discount from the marked price. So just take $1.57 off, I guess, which would give you like barely nothing. So subtract those two, and that's the sales price. All right, number 16, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it plunged from 11,154 to 10,000. Okay, on this particular date, what was the largest one-day drop in its history? Oh, this was the largest one-day drop in its history. What was the percent decrease? So for this one, I believe I told everybody old minus new divided by old times 100. So the old price was the 11,143. And the new is the 10,365. 65 over. Sorry, the new. Sorry, the old, I mean. Where did you go? Yeah, over the old one. And then we gotta multiply by 100. So first, we're gonna subtract that 11,143 by the 10,365. And so that difference is gonna be 778. Okay, so let's do T-bow. So 778 being divided by 11,143. It's going to be a big number. And we're going to need a lot of help. So 0.0. Bring this up. Now we're at 7,000. That's still not enough, right? So let's just add another 0. And I can tell you right now, see, we could not go into the 778. We could not go into the 7,780. So now we're at 77,800. That's plenty. I just wonder what would happen if we try 6 instead of 7. 18, 2, 8, 6, 6. Let me just see what happens if I would have tried 7. Just adding this on. 11, 10, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8. I overshot it. Yeah, I overshot it. So we're going to go with this 6 times and subtract away. I hope it's making sense. And we got to borrow. We got to borrow from here. 9 and then 10. So we got 2, 4. Need to borrow again. That'll be a 9, 0, and a 1. Okay. And just for the sake of time, we're looking for an answer. It's about a 6 point something %. Okay. Again, I could carry one more time for 3 places. Okay. Remember, this is too small, so you need to add another 0. So we're going to say it's 6%, but there is a number that's missing. So let me just see real quick. Okay. So let me tell you what it is. Yeah, it's like 6.9. There's a 9 that ends up going here after we add the 0. So we're going to call this 6.9% is the answer to that problem. Okay. All right, it's really messy, I know. Okay, so the answer is 6.9%, and then I'm going to let you guys try 17, and 19 should be fine. Again, is over of. 18 is easy. That's the is over of. Let's do 20 just because the shadow one I asked you to do, so I'm going to do another one that's like the shadow just to make sure. So it says, if a flagpole is 12 feet tall, here comes my kid, I think, sorry. If a flagpole is 12 feet tall, so we're going to draw this flagpole, say it's 12 feet. It's casting a shadow. Okay, we can kind of, I'm not an artist. Okay, and it's casting a shadow that's 16 feet long. And then it says, find the length of the shadow cast by an antenna that is 30 feet long. So let's look at the relationship. Oh, I guess the antenna is just on the ground too, so it just makes something skinnier. We'll just put a little dot up at the top for an antenna. It says the shadow of the antenna, I want to say, is 30 feet, right? No, find the length of the shadow. We don't know the length of the shadow, but the antenna is 30 feet tall. We're looking for the shadow of this, okay? So the lines on the ground are the shadows. All right, so we're going to do 12 over 16 equal 30 over x. Now, in class, you can do the setup here, or you could have done like what I was showing in class, which was, hey, the height information's on top, shadow information's on the bottom. The math still works out the same, so let me show you what I mean real quick. So we'll do the height of the pole, which is 12. Oh, I did it the same. That's the same. Never mind. It's the same setup. Okay, let me go back here. Just go there. Sorry. Hey, I don't need to talk about that. I set it up right. Okay, so now let's cross multiply. So we're going to get this way, 12x. We're going to go this way and get 480. Divide by 12 to both sides. I'm going this way. So now I have x equals, I don't know why this slipped in my mind. I think it's 40. I think x, you guys, is 40. And to check myself real quick, is 12 times 40 480? And it should be, because isn't that right there 48 and add a 0? Yeah, it's right. It's 480. Okay. It's right. So x is 40. The shadow is 40. Whoops. 40 feet. Remember I told you to check if you're right, so we can do 12 over 16. Then we have 30 over 40. Okay, now if I slash out this 0, see how that reduces to 3 over 4? Again, I reduce the numerator and denominator by a factor of 10. So when I look at 12 and 16, I want to reduce the left side. They're both divisible by 4. So if I divide the top one by 4, it'll be a 3. 16 divided by 4 is 4. And so as you can see, x has to be that 40 feet in order to get equivalence on both sides of those fractions. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, cross multiply and divide. Alright, so this takes care of this page. This video is getting pretty long. Now let's look at order of operation. I think I did quite a bit of these in the video, so I'm going to stop this video here. I did quite a few of order of operations with the YouTube video that I did, but I think it's the second page I didn't do many of, so I'm going to just do a couple off of here before I cut the video off. So let's look at number, I don't know, number 6, 7, or 8. I think 6 is pretty straightforward. Just real quick. 6. We got 3 squared minus 2 squared minus 2 squared plus 3 squared, I think is what I saw. So this is, again, left to right, and we are doing exponents. So we got 9, 4, 4, and 9. Remember, we do math from left to right. So we're going to subtract here, get 5, drop this down. 5 minus 4 is 1, plus 9. The answer to that one is 10. Okay, I'm going to do another one right beside it. Let's look at, number 7, I think. Looks pretty good. So we got 90 minus 8 times 7 plus 6. Plus 6, I think I saw division, divided by parentheses 5 minus 4 plus 3 minus 2. I think that's right. Okay, so we are going to focus on the parentheses first. So let's drop down 90, write a little neater here. Okay, so in here, again, still left to right, let's do this, which is 1 plus 3 minus 2. So I got 4 minus 2. So in the parentheses is just a 2. I think in the parentheses is going to be a 2. Okay, now I'm going to do left to right again. So I've taken care of the P. There's no E. Now let's do multiplication and division from left to right. So as I'm moving from left to right, see, I see this. So let's do 90 minus 56. Add 6. Then this right here is 3. So I'm going to make this a 3. Okay, I've taken care of that. And then this is going to be 34 plus 3, 37.